everyone, welcome back to Nerdybug's Teacher Corner. This is the corner of the internet where we talk about preschool, life, and mindset. Today we have a mindset video. I feel like it's been a while since we've talked about mindset, and that's something that I really want to talk about in this channel. So, what are we talking about today? I want to share with you some of the things that I struggle with or some of the things that I'm insecure about as a teacher. Now, why do I want to share that? A few reasons. The first reason is I strongly feel that we teachers have a community together, right? And when we struggle with something, when we have our own insecurities, our own problems, I feel like we don't need to struggle with it by ourselves. Because I feel like there are so many other teachers around us that are always willing to lend a helping hand, or always willing to support you, or even just share and talk about their own struggles so you feel validated in your own insecurities, in your own problems, right? I know it's kind of a misery loves company thing, but if I'm being honest, I think sometimes it really just does help when you feel like somebody understands you, like somebody's also going through similar struggles that you're going through. All right, so those are two of the main reasons that I wanted to make this video. If you feel like you could get something from this video, if you feel like one, if you just want to listen to my insecurities as a teacher, or two, if you feel like you could benefit from the comfort of knowing that somebody else is going through these struggles, then I highly encourage you to keep on watching. Okay, so needless to say, I have no doubt about it, but this is a safe space, right? I know that this is a safe space for me to share these things because first of all, I know that mostly the people watching these videos are teachers, and as teachers, I feel like one of the things that we're good at is listening to other people's struggles. So I'm really not worried about that side of it. I also want you to know that if you want to share something with me, whether it's in the comments, if you want to go on Instagram, you can do that. It's a safe space, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share my first struggle or insecurity as a teacher. This struggle was kind of more highlighted or emphasized these past 2 years being an online teacher. Stage fright. I haven't really experienced stage fright since I was a first-year teacher, but when we transitioned into online school, online classes, online whatever, and you're constantly being observed by the students' parents or the students' guardians, I feel like that was something that was super hard for me to accept. Not because I don't really feel like I know what I'm doing, or because not even because I'm embarrassed about being silly or whatever. It's just, you just feel conscious of other people watching you. So even until now, like moments before my sessions, I can feel myself kind of having to almost like give myself a pep talk, or just breathe in a little bit more deeply just to get ready for those classes because of this stage fright that I feel. The next struggle that I have, and it's kind of hard sharing this one honestly because, well, it's an insecurity and putting it out there makes it more real. But ever since I started being a teacher, I have this insecurity that I'm not smart enough compared to other teachers. And the thing is, I've never really struggled with the creative side of teaching. So for example, I don't really feel insecure about being able to come up with good, intentional materials that are eye-catching and that engage students. I'm not insecure about that side of teaching, but I do feel this struggle sometimes with the theoretical side of teaching, like the why behind every single thing that you need to do as a teacher. Sometimes with me, it's more like, I just know it works. Like I've seen it work with students, but I have a hard time backing it up. And I'm planning to take up a master's degree like this year. I'd be lying if I said that insecurity wasn't one of the reasons that almost like pushes me to do this. The good thing about this is that you're always open to learning more. And that's what I've noticed. It's like the bad thing is you almost feel like you never know enough, but the good thing is that you're always trying to learn more. It's definitely a paradox. You're not really sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's definitely something that I've struggled with. Okay, before I go on, if you're enjoying this video so far, I hope you can like it. If you want to share this video with somebody that you think could benefit from it, for any reason, then I really encourage you to share the video or the channel with somebody that you know. Okay, so let's go on to struggle number 3. I think I'm actually going to mix insecurity number 3 and 4 together because they're kind of related. The third one is struggling with what other people think of me, and the fourth is comparing myself to other teachers. I struggle with really wondering or worrying about what other teachers think of me, what my students' parents think of me, even what my friends think of me. Sometimes I'm curious, like, oh, do they think I'm a good teacher? Am I doing a good enough job? I don't know, all these worries almost about what other people think of me. And I don't like it. I don't like it, especially this one, because I feel like you need to be confident enough on your own. You shouldn't need external validation to tell you that you're doing a good job. If you think you're doing a good job, then you're doing a good job. But I mean, if we're being honest, it's definitely still something that is hard. Okay, and then the other struggle that I mentioned was comparison. Again, it relates because I feel like if you're confident enough in yourself, you shouldn't really care what people around you are doing. But I do struggle with comparing myself to other teachers, whether it's teachers that are like actually in my school or teachers online, and just wondering like, oh, are they doing a better job than me? Or, oh, this teacher is so smart, or this teacher is so good at doing that, or whoa, this teacher has so much time to do all these things, and how does she do it? How does she whatever? And I always have to stop myself because I realize that what you see isn't always the reality. And some people even might see me, right, being passionate. I even have a channel, I have an Instagram account about teaching, and they're like, whoa, like she really loves teaching. She's really happy. And I really am. But I'm not always happy, or I'm not always confident about what I'm doing. And being on that side made me realize that, oh, okay, like probably a lot of teachers also kind of look that way from the outside, but then in their own minds, in their own lives, they're actually struggling with whatever it is that they're struggling with. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is perfectionism. This is definitely something that I struggled with a lot, especially in the beginning. Now, not so much, because I feel like it's not realistic. And so it's like, I have a better sense of what is actually achievable now than I did a few years ago. What I mean by struggling with perfectionism is that feeling that I have sometimes inside me that tells me that each class, each day with my students has to be super amazing. Each time I have a class, they have to be super engaged. They have to achieve all the learning objectives. It has to be fun. They have to laugh. They have to learn. They have to be really into the lesson, and it has to be a creative lesson, and blah, 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 blah. All these standards that I sometimes set for myself and that I expect myself to reach every single day. And that's where the perfectionism I feel is unrealistic. Because I'm never gonna stop trying to have good lessons with my students. I'm never gonna stop trying to engage them when I see that something's not working and I have to change it because they're not engaged. One, because I genuinely enjoy the process of preparing materials for them. I genuinely love teaching. And I think there's no doubt about that in my mind, in my heart. But the perfectionism side is more on expecting myself to be able to achieve that every single day. And for example, if I have a bad day, feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm such a bad teacher, or oh man, I'm probably not doing a good job. When really it's just a bad day. Like, it's not a big deal. Just try again tomorrow, just whatever. You really don't have to think about it that much. And that's what I'm working on. And at least I'm proud of myself because I feel like I can see the difference in my mindset a few years ago to now. So yeah, it's like it's a work in progress. Same goes with the 5 struggles that I shared with. They're things that I'm still currently struggling with, but it's always just something that you have to be aware of and try to work with it, try to work past it. But then at the same time, just knowing that while you still are feeling those struggles and those insecurities, it's normal. Like, you don't have to beat yourself up about that and expect yourself to always be confident or always be happy or anything like that. Alright, so those are some of my insecurities as a teacher. I hope that you learned something from this video. If you want to share your own insecurities with me, you can do that in the comment section down below so that I don't feel like I'm talking to myself in front of a camera. Or you can also send me a message on Instagram. I will happily read it and happily talk to you about it over there. If you like this video, if you learned something, you know what to do. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!